I'm going to give you a bunch of different like sub definitions, if that makes sense. Happiness means you're content with what you have, but you don't lose sight of the things that you want. Happiness is you don't feel like you need to impress anybody, and that gives you the freedom to explore what you want, be who you want.
Oh, man. I think just, I don't know, not feeling sad, if that makes any sense. Like, just being content with where you are and, like, doing things every day that, like, bring you some sort of joy.
I need to think about this.
Yeah.
I feel like we took a class on this. We took a, like, Science of Happiness class. And it was, like, how to be happy. And what was the thing that they talked about? It was, like...
Yeah, I just like the absence of sadness, I guess. Just contentment. That's what I always think about.
I feel like happiness is also, like, gratitude. Like, being thankful for everything that you have and not... There's a thing called the Hedonic Treadmill, which is kind of random, but it's like you're happy for a certain amount of time when you do something, but then as life goes on, you kind of go back to just like your normal
You
levels.
get used to.
Yeah, you just get used to everything. But I feel like happiness is like always being like grateful for what you have and not like going back to like, oh, I don't have anything or I need more things. So, I guess.
Happiness to me is internal. Something that's peaceful inside, that makes you feel good inside. So whether that be, a sunny day, reading a book, laying under the covers at night, with something warm, it's just whatever internally makes you feel good. That's happiness.
I don't even know. I don't know. I feel like it's just like this like vague feeling that like sometimes I have and I'm like, oh, I'm happy. But I feel like I can't describe it to like, I can't pinpoint it to a moment or something. But it's just like a weird abstract feeling that sometimes comes along.
Okay, so with happiness, I guess how would you describe it to maybe like a 5-year-old or something like that? If you had to.
Well, I nannied this summer, and so I babysat a 5-year-old. So if I was explaining it to him, I'd just be like, you know that feeling when you watch Star Wars, when you get like really excited and you like play with your lightsabers, like that's happiness. Because like to him, like watching Star Wars makes him happy.
And why?
I think so. I mean, college isn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. And just starting new things and always like having new experiences for the last like month, like it's all just very exciting.
I mean, I'm not sad. I don't know if I'm like super, super happy. I don't know. I think I'm falling into the hedonic adaptation thing where I'm just going back to my base level. At first I was really happy to be here, but now I'm like, oh, there's school. So, I don't know.
Okay.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And why is that? Like what could you pinpoint, whether that's today, whether that's been the past week or so, what is like, yeah, this makes me like, that's how I know that I'm really happy right now?
Because every day when I get up, it's a fresh start. It's a new day. Every day I come into this office and it's a new start. It's a new day. There's something else to be done. There's something else new to be done. It's fun here. It's challenging here. Every day is different here. That's what I like. It's just something new and challenging and different. So, yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
All right, and why is it?
Because I'm where I want to be, doing what I want to do with who I want to do it with, and when I leave here and go home, I go home to who I want to go home to and who wants me to come home to them. And really, I don't think I need much more than that. Have you read Drive by Daniel Pink? Everybody should. It's about motivation, and it's about how we need to get rid of carrots and sticks as motivation and instead use autonomy and mastery and purpose. So being able to make your own choices, being able to get really good at something, and having somebody who, other than you, who benefits from it. Those are my motivating factors, and I think that's why I feel like I'm happy, because I have all those things.
I'm content, but I wouldn't say I'm like actively happy right now.
And then the last
You got to look inside yourself first. You got to be happy with yourself first. You've got to be peaceful with yourself first. You've got to find an inner calm first before you can be happy with anything else in the world. Before you can be happy with anything else outside of what you are doing. So calm yourself first. Become happy with little things first. And then it just rolls. You know, shake off what you can't control, because guess what? You can't control it. So if you can't control it, you're not happy with it, move on. You know, just let it go. That's wisdom in life, you know? Just let things go that you can't control and just be happy.
I think just be humble and realize like what privileges you do have, even if you do have it rough right now. There are a lot of people that not necessarily are struggling more, but just are in different circumstances. So just being humble and taking a step back and looking at yourself from an outside perspective, I guess.
I think also, like, this is like really basic answer, but like actually surrounding yourself and like reaching into people that you, or like not only people, but just like situations and circumstances that usually bring you happiness. Like, there was like a thing that my friend said, it's like she wants to be like a river, because like rivers pour into things, and you kind of want to pour yourself into situations that you know will make you happy, and eventually you'll just like keep flowing, and then hopefully you'll find like a more permanent source of happiness.
I would say, I don't even know, because sometimes I just feel like it's so hard for like me to be happy sometimes. I don't even know how I would like describe it to someone else, but I guess I would just say try to find like the little things that make you happy. Like for me, like every time I like drink my tea in the morning, I feel kind of happy even if I'm having like the worst day. So I guess it's just like, it doesn't have to be like a big monumentous life altering experience. I guess it could just be like small things that make you happy.
I think it's possible to be happy. I'm not going to say in any situation, but anybody can make their situation happier just by eliminating the things that they can that make them unhappy. News is a big one. Shows with good news and only good news, nobody watches. You know, people only watch the news to find out the bad things that happened. Because then you can say, well, have you heard what happened? Have you heard what happened? Have you heard what happened? And that's, I don't know, just eliminating those negative influences on just your mind, you know, because there's so much negative out there, you know. I mean, you can just read a bumper sticker and, you know, you're already in an antagonistic situation. I haven't even met you, you know. So it's just a matter of trying to find the positives and just holding on to them like they're your last breath. So just find the happy. Happy's all around. You just got to find it. And I was in a class today and the student said, you know, there's a lot of little really cool things. We need to focus on those instead of the big bad things that are going on. I think that's why many people lose the sense of happiness, is that frankly they don't realize there's little happy things that happen all the time. Like you walked into my office today, I call it a happy coincidence. You came in here because it was the open door that you found.
Wow.
Do you know what I'm saying? That's a happy moment. I'm going to share that with my wife when I get home. She's going to go, you said something was going on. Is that okay? Is everything okay? I texted her, so I'm maybe a little late. Something just happened. And she said, is everything okay? And I said, oh, yeah, it's great. Because this is great, right? I get to talk to you about being happy. That makes me happy.
Sweet.
And now I'm in your movie.
Now you, there you go. There you go.